Oh, I forgot. Where am I looking? There? Okay.
There, yeah.
Hi, Demi here.
Hi,
This
I'm
is
Emily.
the beautiful Emily. We don't really have a plan for what's about to transpire, although the basic outline is a what's in my makeup bag video. We're both home for spring break from college, so I had to pack enough makeup for any kind of look that I have to do while I'm on break. So I'm gonna put this in your lap. Okay, I'm just gonna reach in and grab stuff and then hopefully talk about those things eloquently. First thing, moisturizer. I have a light on. Hopefully it isn't blinding. This is Equate Naturally Beaming Daily Moisturizer. I use this in every video. It's non-scented, it's super moisturizing, it's really good for your skin, and if you can see, I've dented the shit out of it because I'm almost out. So, always have moisturizer. You use moisturizer, right?
Mm-hmm. I use Olay.
Olay!
Something, and it works really well.
Yeah, moisturizer is, like, aside from makeup itself, is like the most important part of setting up your face. It makes a base for your skin. It sets up a base for the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is foundation. This is CoverGirl Clean Whipped Cream Foundation in the color 355. I can't tell if you can see that. There, you can kind of see it like that. This is in my skin tone, which is an olive kind of tan skin tone, because I have an olive complexion, whereas Emily here has kind of the typical pink undertoned skin tone. Do you have dry skin?
No, I kind of, it's
Combination skin?
Yeah.
Well, depending on what skin tone you have, I have mostly dry, like dry to the point where if I don't put moisturizer on in the morning, I'm like this. I can't talk or like have any, I look like I just got Botox. That's what happens. If you have dry skin, this stuff is awesome. It's like, it's whipped, so it's super, I keep looking at that instead of that. It's super, super, super moisturizing. If you have oily skin, I would still recommend this, except that this stuff is, you can't really see in the package, but it has just the slightest reflex, which is good because it brightens your skin. But if you have oily skin, that just makes your skin look oilier, which is really against the point. But I can do a video on that because I'll talk about that for ages if I don't shut up right now. Next thing, powder. You can see just from the camera that this is a yellow powder because I have yellow skin, but that obviously does not flatter Emily's skin tone at all. This is a Maybelline Fit Me powder in 240 Golden Beige. This stuff is awesome. You can see it a lot better in this, but it has, or not, it has a reflex in there if you can see, so it's very brightening. It's almost like a powder foundation.
What is a reflex? What does that mean?
See how it sparkles a little bit?
Okay, so it reflects, like, okay.
Yeah, it reflects light. So if you have a blemish over there, if you have a blemish, it's going to reflect the light off of the blemish rather than showing the contours of the blemish, if that makes sense. So, oh god, powder. Powder is good for more reasons than just setting your foundation. Powders can be used as a foundation. They can be used to set the foundation. They can be used to set any other part of your face. Like, I use my powder to do my brows.
Okay, yeah.
Every day. What else can it be used for? It can be used to blot your face if you have oil, especially like around your nose and in your T-zone, like Holy Toledo. But with powder, make sure you're looking at your undertones, not your, I don't know how to describe that. You have two different tones in your skin. So like for Emily, she has a golden beige, just regular tone, but she has strong pink undertones in her skin. So she would want to use a powder that flatters that pink undertone rather than the golden. Because like this color is a golden beige color, but because it has yellow undertones, it would contrast with her natural skin color. And like I said in a previous video, because I have yellow undertones in my skin, I was always buying colors for someone like Emily which had the pink undertones, which made me look like I was sick. Like, not good. Okay, palette. I just did a tutorial on this palette this morning, and I'm actually wearing that right now, so check that out. This is an e.l.f. palette. Oh, my nose is running, excuse me. In the color Tantalizing Taupe. Looks like that. If you don't know what e.l.f. is, you are living under a rock, and you should fix that, because e.l.f. is like the bomb diggity. Like, literally 80% of that makeup bag right now is e.l.f. Colors look like this. You can kind of see it. What the heck? This light's like really strong, I guess. Anyway, you should always have a neutral palette. The way I like to do it is I have a neutral palette and then a colored palette. That way you can come up with any kind of look.
I just really like this thing.
Isn't it awesome?
I've watched your videos and I love this thing.
I love that brush.
It feels...
This is the, if you want to show what it is, this is the e.l.f. angled eyeliner brush. You can see it has an angle right there. That allows you to really get into your eye shape. If you struggle with gel eyeliner, it's either because you don't have enough practice or because you're using a brush that is hindering your performance rather than helping it. This brush will not hinder your performance. It's small enough that you can actually get a really nice thin line. I mean, thin along the lines of a gel liner is kind of regular thickness for pencil eyeliner, but I digress. Awesome. And I believe this is $2. If you were to go to Sephora, you would not be able to find a brush for $2, so awesome stuff. Okay, now that we're on brushes, I'll just keep going with that. This is also an e.l.f. brush. This is their concealer brush. I should probably show you what it is. This is their concealer brush, but brushes are versatile and they can be used for a lot of different things. I use this because it's a flat C-shaped brush. See? Oh. C-shape, just like that. C-shaped brushes are good for packing on and blending out. Okay. I need to put like a sticker there or something because I'm constantly looking this way, like talking to people way over there. It is. C-shaped brushes. They're good for packing on and blending out. So if you want to pack eyeshadow onto your eyelid, C-shaped brush. If you want to pack on a concealer and blend it out, C-shaped brush. I actually have every intention, oh my god, I have every intention of getting a second one because this one's currently like, I don't know, let's see if you can see this. Did you see that? You can't see it on camera, but like a ton of powder just like poofed out. It's packed with eyeshadow, so if I were to try to conceal anything, it would be like a rainbow mess all over my face. But you know, sometimes that's what you're going for.
Also, I had this question for you. What is the difference between a flat top brush and a round top brush?
Okay.
What should you use each for?
This brush is tapered a little bit. Here, hold them up just a bit. This brush is tapered, so these bristles down here are shorter than these ones up here. So what that does, and I think I've talked about this in a video before, when you use powder, you want to tap, then swirl, tap, then swirl. What that does is it gets the product on these tapered brushes, and then it deposits the powder inside the brush. So that when you apply the powder, it puts it on the spot, and then these tapered bits blend it out. The difference here, as you can see, this is also a synthetic brush, fiber brush, but these bristles are all the same length and it's flat along the top. So these are good for like cream and liquid products, and what happens is the product is inside these bristles so that it does the same thing when you apply it here. It puts a pocket on, but instead of the side bristles like this one blending it out, this is gonna buff it in. So this is used for a powder and kind of just a general application. This is gonna be used for something that you want to be more opaque, okay? And you want to buff it into your skin, and it's going to give this airbrushed effect. So if you have, say, a foundation that you're having a really hard time blending it out, like with your fingers or with any other brush, especially I don't have one with me. I'll put a link to a picture of it, or I'll put one in the video. Those saddle foundation brushes that look like some kind of weird gardening tool, kind of. Maybe I'm being a little too abstract about that. Those can be streaky when you apply your foundation, and I always had a really hard time like blending around my eyes with those. Buffing brush is going to buff that out. It's going to be, I don't know if you guys can't feel this, but this feels like heaven. It's very, very soft. Yeah, very soft. It's going to buff it out, and it's going to leave everything really airbrushed. Let me see if I can find, I can also explain that same concept with my blending brushes. Okay, there are 1,000,001 kinds of blending brushes, but I'm going to try to explain it. This is a MAC one, this is a MAC 217, and this is an e.l.f. professional blending brush. If you can see, this one is blunter, and it has a lot more hairs packed in there. This one is a little fluffier, and it's tapered more. This one is going to pack the color in stronger, and it's going to blend within the space that you keep your brush. This one is not going to pack in the color as strong. Okay, look there. It's not going to pack the color in as strong, but it's going to blend out a lot farther than you maybe intend to as far as your makeup goes. Like, for example, with my crease today, let me see if I can get in here a little quicker. With my crease today, I have the color right on my crease and no higher or no lower. It's just blended right there. That's because I used this brush. If I was doing a more dramatic eye or like a more smoky eye and I wanted to bring that color way out, almost touching my brow bone, I would use this one. The wider the bristles are and the more or less compact they are is how you know how much or how less it's going to blend. This is the equivalent of this, except it's tapered and it's round rather than flat. And that's what makes all the difference. These two pack on your shadow the same way. This is going to blend it less. This is going to blend it more. That's just how that works. That's why this is a blending brush and not a shadow brush. Okay, so these are all the brushes I have. A couple more. Okay. This is a mirror. If you have a mirror in your eyeshadow palette, it's a big regular compact mirror. Sometimes I like to use the mirrors in my eyeshadow palettes, but like for example on this e.l.f. one, the mirror is only this big, and that's convenient for doing your eyes, not so convenient for the rest of your face, and it's also really easy to do your face in chunks, and that can lead to things not being perfectly blended, or if you focus too much on one area, unless you want that area to stand out the most, like if you have a feature you want to define or other features you want to kind of regress, then that's good. But if you just want to go for a full face, that's not something I would recommend. Okay, since we're talking about brushes, this is also an e.l.f. brush, which I've had for ages, if you can't tell. This is a blush and contour brush. Also oh no, it didn't rub off all the way. This is the e.l.f. Professional Bronzing Brush. I use this with, wrong one. Here we go. I use this with my MAC blush, that's my contour, and I'll talk about that in a second. You can see the brush is at an angle, and it's tapered, so the bottom hairs are a little shorter than the middle hairs. This is to use as a contour, so right here, and as you can see, it fits the shape of the contour of your natural cheekbone. So, you know, down like that. Because it's tapered, it's going to blend as you apply, which is the point. But because of the shape, it's going to apply more product here and less product here. And that's what you want when you contour, or when you apply blush, or when you bronze, which is basically contouring without all the shimmer and shenanigans.